YouTube, what's going on? Kyle again from ePoolSupply. Today we are back for some quick fix videos for you guys on Pentair's Great White Suction Side Pool Cleaner. We're going to dive in and show you guys how to tear this thing apart. Stay tuned. Alright guys, and we're back. So again, we've got some quick fix videos for you guys on Pentair's Kreepy Krauly Great White Suction Side Pool Cleaner. As you guys can tell, it has been deconstructed in front of us. If you guys want to know how to get down to just the frame piece where we're at right now, make sure you guys check out that playlist in the description for you guys. It'll show you how to take it apart all the way from the shroud down to the frame. For today's video, I'm going to go down and around on the actual, what do they call this? This is the vacuum skirt. So this is meant to help seal the actual brush to the frame to reduce any kind of bleed through, so that as this thing is floating around and actually scrubbing the bottom of the floor, this helps keep that suction and keeps this cleaner sucked down to the ground to make sure that it's actually working efficiently for you. It helps with any kind of bleeding of the water through the actual cleaner, because there is a little gap between where the brush ring goes on and the actual gasket is attached to the frame. So really simple to remove. Obviously, all you're doing is just taking it off of each individual little clip around the frame. Very simple. You're going to just kind of go slowly. If you're taking off a new one for any repair purposes or something like that, be gentle. It is rubber, just like a rubber band. If you pull it too hard, it will snap and tear, and you don't want to do that. We do have these available for purchase directly right now on our website, but removing, pretty simple. When you're going to put on your new one, there are some key things that you need to remember. Obviously, one, they stamp a big outside right on the outside edge of the gasket. So this needs to be facing the outside of the frame. So obviously you can't have this facing in. It will not grab properly. You're going to run an issue with these extra pieces where the gasket comes together, of getting caught on the brush ring. There's a lot of different obstacles that can come in the way, so make sure that you guys are paying attention to the outside. The second thing that I really want to point out about this, which is a very common concern that we get from a lot of our customers, is it looks like it's ripped already. So you guys can see on one side, it looks like it slightly got torn. This is meant to be there. This comes directly from Pentair. The point of this tear is to allow you to stretch it over the frame easier. So if it shows up right by the outside tag and you guys see this fine tear, that is meant to be there. It's actually, if you guys look at it carefully, it's actually done with a tool. It's not anything that we've done. It comes in the package directly like that. It's meant to be there. It just helps with the stretching so that way you're not tearing it yourself. It's already pre-torn. So key thing to remember when you're putting this thing back on is look for the actual hole that is in the middle of the gasket itself. So this is one key piece to remember on how to start anchoring it around, because it gives you an anchor point on the frame. So on the back end of the frame here, you can tell most of these are like actual lips that you're going to stretch this gasket over, but on the one part on the back, right here dead center, is just a knob. So that knob is a good starting point so that you know where to start attaching this thing to the outside of the cleaner. So obviously make sure the word outside is where it needs to be and start at that. It's a really easy focal point for you to be able to push this on and then hole by hole work your way around and kind of push the gasket over these pre-done pieces. Again, make sure it's kind of towards the bottom. It makes it easier as you're lifting it up over the top. For this, it was a lot easier to do with the brush ring off, with the other scrubbers out of your way. You just have a lot less things in your way. So if you want to tear it down to do this, you can. It's not needed once you actually get the shroud off and the brush ring removed and you have access to the actual frame. Really simple for you guys to be able to access this part, but to make it easier on you so you're not getting it stuck on everything, it's just much easier if you can take it down to this point. So like I said, you're going to start on this focal point. It's the one solid hole that's actually right in the middle of the band, and then make your way around from there. So again, you're going to want to be gentle and make sure that as you're pulling and stretching it over each cap, that you're not pulling too hard because you don't want to tear anymore. And then again, here's that torn part that is from the manufacturer. It helps on this one corner to make sure that everything can come around and not be distorted or tear further. So just be gentle. It's like I said, it's a rubber band. So if you pull it too hard, it's going to snap. So just take your time and go one by one. But the easiest thing to remember is that your solid hole in the middle of the band is going to be your focal point, and directly opposite from it on the other frame is where the actual gasket is tied together. So that's one way for you guys to know this is my center point. From there, I'm just going to work my way around and attach it the way I need to with each individual piece. So again, if you guys skip any of these, which it looks like one of these got messed up, you will have bleed through. It could come off when the cleaner's running. So you do want to make sure that you double check. It's sitting in the nice little groove right below the frame. All of the gasket points are around their knobs efficiently to make sure that it's holding onto that frame right. And then again, when you're going to attach your brush ring, you're going to make sure that you guys kind of work it on slowly so that you don't actually push the gasket off again. So again, it's easier if you flip it upside down so you guys can kind of line it up correctly and make sure that that gasket gets shoved in between the brush ring and the main frame. So really quick fix, just want to show you guys that, give you guys some good information about the actual gasket so you guys were aware that it does have that tear, as well as making sure that you are following the directions on the outside, that it is faced outside, to make sure that you attach it properly. So really appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe. We're going to have a ton of videos coming your way on all cleaners, as well as infill videos, as well as a bunch of other products. So that way you guys know what to expect when you're purchasing from ePoolSupply. So until then, I'm Kyle, and I'll see you next time.